What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Bodycam Vibes, back with another Bodycam video. Shout out to Flix for this video. Um,
I just didn't know that was the name.
oh, Flix. Yeah, I know, right? We still a little laggy over here because of my webcam. I ain't fixed it, but it's all good. Y'all can hear us and see. Y'all don't really pay attention to us anyway. Y'all listen to the video. So, as always, united we stand, divided we fall. Let's get into it.
Come out here and chat with me real quick. Sure. I catch you at like your gym time or something.
I'm gonna mow the lawn. But
okay.
Wow.
Just take off over here real quick. Just real quick to let you know, I am audio video recording. Okay. Actually, we all are. Just body camera stuff. Any idea why we're here today? Okay. I'm going to be real upfront with you. Okay. You are under arrest right now.
Oh.
There's one of two things we can do. Either we can just go ahead and run you down to jail and go about our business. I have a search warrant to go through the house as well.
Okay.
The alternative is you can come back, you can have a conversation with me at the office. Yeah. It'll give you an opportunity to maybe give your side of it or maybe feel heard. It's just kind of up to you how you want to play it.
What is this for?
Across the last couple of months, we've received some information through some various sources about your online conduct. I've had a chance to go through it. One of my counterparts who works for VPD has as well. That's why we're having this conversation today. Okay. If you want to continue chatting about it, I'd prefer to do it down in the office.
Right, obviously. Yeah.
So, does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another marked car come up.
Great.
Have him give you a ride down there, and then we'll have a conversation. In the meantime, some of my counterparts are going to search your house, okay? You will get a copy of the search warrant along with a receipt for anything that I tape.
Okay.
That seem fair?
Well,
okay.
Seems interesting.
Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Item 15, David 3, you can come on up.
It's included in this.
Do you have anything else in your don't dig in your pockets for me? Do you have anything else on you?
No.
Okay, go ahead and turn around real quick. I'm just going to patch you down.
Anybody else living here?
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and my son. 20?
20.
As long as you're going to be cooperative, I'll cut you in front.
Where am I going to go with?
Is he autistic or anything?
He's on the spectrum.
Okay. Got it.
Want to keep that open.
Okay.
Okay. Come over here. I'll sit you in this car. You good with this side?
Yeah.
Okay. I already gave him a pat down. If you want to check him again, that's fine. It's gym shorts, so there's not a lot going on.
What's your wife's name?
Andy.
What's her
I know for most, I know, right?
What's that?
Trevor.
Trevor. Okay. Go ahead and jump in for me.
In there.
You got AC running there?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to chat with the wife real quick, just kind of let her know what's going on. And then if you'll I'll have you follow me, or I'll follow you either way, and we'll head down to the office and put him in one of the interview rooms.
Hi there. Just to let you know, we have a search warrant for the house.
Okay.
Okay. And we were looking for specific items, electronic items.
Okay.
Is there anybody else in the house?
My son is here.
Okay. That's you right there. You're Trevor?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Jason with the Sheriff's Office. These were his headphones. I'm going to give them to you. So, is anyone else in the house besides the two of you?
Nope.
Okay.
Big dogs, small dogs.
Nope.
Two kittens.
Do you have any idea what this is about?
Nope. I
Okay.
have no clue.
Okay.
He possibly could have gotten.
Okay.
Yeah, what he's done.
Okay.
I have no clue.
To let you know, we're recording.
Yep.
It's audio, video. I'll let Detective Moore explain what's going on.
Okay.
Is there anything that you need to put away before we start digging into the search warrant?
We don't have illegal things. We are actually really law-abiding citizens.
What we're looking for is any sort of electronics, computers, cell phones.
I mean, we have those things, of course.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
But, I mean, yeah, I mean, if that's what's on your search warrant, like, I mean...
Any sort of storage devices, like thumb drives, hard drives.
I mean, we have thumb drives and that. Like, I mean, I've got some up in my... and I have no idea what my son has. He's 20. Of course, he has his own computer and his own, like, we have a...
I just want to say real quick, after my midway pause, I can imagine you being a spouse and not knowing what your other spouse is doing, and the cops come to the door. We got a search warrant. He under arrest.
Yes.
And you look at your person every day like, what?
Yes.
I be with them. Like, what's going on?
Yes.
That's a scary thing, man.
Yeah. Also, a scary thing is knowing that you be with somebody, you don't truly know them.
That's true.
They're hiding pieces of themselves from you.
That's true. Yeah. Let's get back into it.
Communal, it's actually my computer. I use mainly for schoolwork. I have my work laptop in here. He doesn't even have his work laptop right now. He uses the home computer, on occasions, but...
Does he have a tablet or anything like that?
No, I mean, I also have an older tablet, but it's primarily mine.
Okay. Are you able to point those items out to us so we're not going through every nook and cranny? Okay, that would be helpful.
Is there any chance you know Jeremy's PIN for his phone? Is it like...
I don't know what it is.
Okay, fair enough.
Honestly. I mean, I don't know what his PIN number is.
Okay, no, it's totally fine.
Desktop there. That one drawer, you can open it up. There are thumb drives. They're all mine, pretty much. I mean...
Okay. So I'll explain it to you. The nature of this case, the reason we have to take any desktop computer is we have to look for a very specific type of evidence, and if it's found on any of that stuff, we have to take it. So anything that he has access to and could potentially have saved something digital to, I need to take. Right. So if we later search it and find out that, it is just all your school documents, usually we're able to give that back to you. Okay? So that's what we're doing here.
I'm not worried about you having to take whatever you have to take. I'm letting you know where you would find.
Okay.
I think my school laptop is on my on the downstairs on the back bed.
Is that owned by the school?
It's owned by the school.
Is that
It is. I also work at the school.
Okay.
I actually, and I'll tell you, I went home sick this morning because my blood sugar had dropped.
How are you doing now?
I'm doing it. I came home.
When detectives executed the search warrant at Jeremy Peter Williams' Longview home, they seized multiple electronic devices, including a Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, a desktop computer, and additional cell phones. A forensic examination of the primary phone revealed approximately 2,400 files containing sexual abuse material. Investigators also discovered what they described as a large deletion event shortly before the warrant was served. On the afternoon of his arrest, Williams' phone showed a Google search. Can law enforcement get a physical address from an IP address?
The only thing I can think of is I had a Discord account that was hacked, and I went to go do something on it, and it said you've been banned.
Okay.
And that was that.
When was that?
June-ish?
Okay. Had that ever occurred prior to that?
No.
Okay. What was your Discord username? Do you remember?
Something 40.
Okay.
Something. I haven't been on Discord since then, and I don't do that.
Since June?
Yeah. Colonel Angus, like the Saturday Night Live skit?
Yes.
Okay.
You're the only person that I think's gotten that.
Okay.
Okay. What about Kik? Have you ever maintained a Kik account? Media
For
Lab?
a little bit, but not
Okay.
really anything.
How
Depends on-
recent would that have been?
Before even June, I think. I haven't done anything with it.
Okay.
I
What
don't like Kik.
maybe like March or April, or
Could be. That sounds reasonable.
Okay. But well, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm
Right.
just throwing stuff out there. What was do you remember what your Kik username was? Okay.
No, I haven't been on that not even on my phone.
Well, and since you bring that up, when you were using them, what were you? Laptop, desktop?
Well, usually on the phone. I don't have a computer of my own. My wife has her computer.
Okay. So you don't have any laptops or desktops that are solely yours?
No.
Just the computer provided by the school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is at school.
When platforms like Discord detect potential material, they are legally required to report it. Most major tech companies use automated detection tools such as hash matching systems that scan uploaded files against databases of known illegal content. If a match is detected or if user behavior triggers moderation review, the platform generates a cyber tip. That tip is sent to the National Center for Missing and NCMEC, which operates the cyber tip line in the United States. NCMEC analysts review the report and then forward it to the appropriate law enforcement agency, often local police, state investigators, or federal authorities like the FBI based on location and severity. From there, investigators may subpoena account records, Trace YP addresses identified devices seek search warrants. Only after that legal process moves forward do arrests typically happen.
So clearly there's some additional concerns there, right? Your access to children that are the same content that was uploaded and downloaded being discussed. I mean, is this something that you're willing to talk about with me, or?
To an extent.
Okay.
To an extent.
How long have you been, I guess, doing this, seeking it out, collecting?
It's been less than a year.
Okay, so like maybe
Probably
late fall,
February,
early winter?
probably February.
Okay, so about the time that these reports started, because I think my first one's probably early March-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. What drove that?
Accidentally, I was talking to somebody on Reddit, I think, and they
Sent it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you just kind of were like, oh yeah, this is kind of the thing, and went down the rabbit hole?
Never sought it out. Didn't go looking for it. Didn't do internet search. Not looking for any of that. It's, as you well know, there's folks out there that have a lot of things.
Very aware.
Yeah.
Okay. And was it like, you said you were having this conversation with somebody on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Did they just kind of offer it up to you? How'd that conversation come about?
It was an RP thing, roleplay sort of thing. We started talking on Reddit then.
Okay. Like.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what, this person said, hey, are you interested in looking at this, or?
It was. I think it was sent without any. We were sending clips back and forth of.
Okay.
Various adult activities.
Okay.
Usually Reddit stuff, or.
Okay.
Sometimes some, things like that.
After this interaction with this Reddit user, was there like a continued back and forth conversation with the same person, or did you kind of start to stumble across other people?
Just came across others.
Okay. Tell me about some of those interactions.
Same sort of thing, people posting, looking for, female looking for male, online chatting stuff. I've never done anything IRL.
Okay.
Everything's always been online, and that's a very important distinction considering the position I'm in. I've never done anything with a student at a student, never used access their information, never done anything like that. It's all been online.
Okay. And like I said, that's one of my main concerns right now is your access to children and this being the content.
Well, right now I'm actually on administrative leave because I wasn't sad that Charlie Kirk got
Okay.
And I when somebody was talking about it, I said, oh, too bad, good riddance.
Okay.
And they got me, so I don't have access to anything anyway.
Okay. Is that the meeting you were at earlier
Yeah.
today? Okay. Were they just now placing you on admin leave, or?
No, that happened on Thursday.
Okay.
Same happened on Wednesday.
Okay. So just random interactions with other users.
Yeah.
It appears like it's mostly through Discord. Is that?
I use Discord for very, very little,
Okay.
honestly, and that one was more, I don't know, I didn't use Discord. I had a couple of good connections that I used. But
Well, hey, obviously there were a couple of connections. What, were those the same scenario? Like you found them, or role-playing?
It's both. Sometimes I'd post an ad saying, looking for somebody to chat with, talk, those sorts of things.
And it just kind of evolves.
Yeah.
Okay. When you do receive these images, or I'll even walk that back a little bit, have you ever reciprocated to receiving the images? Like they send you an image, so you send back one that you've gotten in the past, or a video?
That has happened.
Okay. And just to clarify, we are talking about CSAM-related content. Okay.
And this was happening on Reddit or through Discord?
Reddit is where I meet people.
Okay.
What about the exchanges?
Yeah, Discord, I guess.
Okay. But you've said you've never sought this out in real life. You've never.
No, I've never created. I've never produced. No.
Okay.
And this, like I said, this was a stumble across.
Do you obviously, if you're reciprocating, sending them back, you have these images and videos saved somewhere? Is it on your phone? Do you have a hard drive?
I do not have any anymore.
You deleted them all?
I don't have any.
Okay, help me understand what you mean by that, because you made an important distinction there. That
I do not have any images in my phone or on computer or anything like that.
Okay.
Anything that I've gotten has been deleted. I wasn't comfortable keeping things on there.
Okay, so you only held them for the couple of months you were doing it and purged it.
Time's going back, and then you get, it's like, no, I can't have this. This is not good.
And prior to this year, when you were interacting with people doing fantasy or role-play type stuff, were you doing this regularly with adults prior to this year?
Not really, no.
And so at some point when you got into exchanging and role-playing with the adult stuff, how did you get the underage stuff? How did that transpire?
As you're aware, there's a lot of folks who like to do age play sort of things. I mean, that's not...
Yeah. That's kind of what I felt like you were
big
alluding
secret.
to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That, you know, it was age play.
Okay. And then the images were given to you through that without your solicitation, is that correct?
At first.
Okay.
And that, well, I never, and it's very important, I never said, hey, I'm looking for this. I want to see this.
Okay.
I'm seeking this. It usually ended up happening in a matter of course.
Okay. And I think what my partner's trying to work out here is when you say in a manner of course is you're role-playing through this age scenario where is it that you're the older person and this other person is playing?
I have been.
I've gone. You've done both ways?
I've gone.
Okay. And as this role-play is going on, how does it transition from the role-play to you getting or sending?
As you're talking, you send images to illustrate what the scenario is that's going on.
Okay.
Or,
So just organically without
yes.
without asking to receive or to give, it's just as part of the play, the exchange of those two things.
And then, but like you were saying earlier, you would occasionally reciprocate where you would get an image in and then you would send. And to clarify, most of these seem like they're videos versus just like still photos. If you had to guess, what was the average age range of the juvenile or the child in the videos? Or was there an average age range?
I don't know that I could preteen to teen.
Okay. So like 10 to 12, 8 to 10?
Could be.
Okay.
I'm not super great at guessing ages based on.
Okay.
During questioning, he told investigators he had never met any of the individuals in real life and claimed he did not know their true identities. Authorities also noted that his family was unaware of the online activity, saying they had no knowledge of what had been happening behind the screen.
Is your wife aware of these activities?
No.
Okay, so this
Well,
it'll be a surprise to her.
Yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes, the wives know and they
No.
either tolerate it or encourage it or whatever.
Nope.
Back out the way we came. We'll drive you right across the way.
That they'd already reviewed that had been sent and received. Those were confirmed to be depictions of engaged in explicit conduct.
On September 16th, 2025, 49-year-old Jeremy Peter Williams, principal of Rainier Junior/Senior High School, was taken into custody. 3 days later, on September 19th, 2025, prosecutors formally charged him with dealing in depictions of engaged in explicit conduct in the first degree, 10 counts of possession of depictions of engaged in explicit conduct in the first degree, and additional counts of dealing and possession in the second degree. His bail was set at $100,000 and a judge ordered that he have no contact with minors under the age of 16. As of the latest publicly available court records and news reporting, the case remains in pretrial proceedings. No plea, verdict, or sentencing has been announced. What started as automated cyber tips in August 2025 has now become a felony case, one that will be decided in a Washington courtroom.
You know what I'm starting to think? This is what I'm starting to think. This is the whole time they were sitting there talking. This is my conspiracy's mind. I will admit, y'all, I'm a little bit of a conspiracist on some things. I'm starting to think that some of these platforms and sites and apps were made to catch people.
Yeah.
In my mind, that's why they let some things slide to see how far you would go. Like, they set up something that everybody go get together because they know somebody go do something bad. And that's how they catch you. See how that thing, they said Discord sent a cyber tip when you exchange those photos. You know what? Not that it's wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they wrong for that. But in my mind, it makes me feel like, who can you trust?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to apps and stuff like that, like it could be the government or somebody or the law enforcement creating apps that we love to death that we get on to set us up in a way.
Yep.
If you're doing wrong, don't do the wrong. But you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like it's all because they trying to catch all these people, and I think it's almost like a way to catch them because there's too many people in the world to watch.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And he was a principal.
Yes.
I have my
that
thoughts.
shocked me. I didn't hear them say it. Maybe they said it and I didn't pay attention before. But when they said you have access to kids, I was like, what are they talking about? Who is he? I thought it was just gonna say he was a teacher. You're a principal, dude.
You're a principal. So in my mind, I don't think he's fully telling the truth.
Oh no.
He's a principal. I don't know if they said a middle school. He probably see all those kids and was in lust with them, just watching. And he probably I kind of did they say he really did something to somebody in person?
They said no. He claims he never had contact.
I kind of believe that. So he said I can't do this, so I'm gonna try to find some pictures and do something. And he went to those people searching for those things.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I believe he went. I believe he really went searching. That's crazy, man. Like I always tell people. I said this one time before. It was something I said about like criminals. I was saying you have the people that's judging people. I say some of the same people that's judging people are people that never been caught. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they this and they this and that, and they doing something in their closet and never been caught.
Yeah.
And he probably judged somebody in the past, and he doing his little slick thing too. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm just saying like you never know, man. And you see somebody, they just look they're nice, they're decent.
Yeah.
But they have a fixation for minors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got to add to it?
I just think that I'm gonna have to say men, and I know I don't want to gather all men together because it's sometimes women too.
Oh yeah.
But the majority of these people that end up getting caught or somehow or another do these things online are predominantly men. And I think that y'all have such a issue with lust and the P word until y'all can't get a hold of it enough to let what love be alone of your imagination.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what gets you to the point where you're doing illegal things, whether it's trying to find someone in person, violating somebody in person, or just staying online. Like either way, it's wrong. And look at how his simple, so he says, his simple online play led to him doing unimaginable, watching and seeing unimaginable, because they never specifically said whether it was pictures or videos. They didn't say.
They did.
Oh, they said
it was pictures of explicit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it more than likely it was still probably videos as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, like your little bit of lustful entertainment led you down a road of perversion, and then now you destroyed your whole entire family because his wife worked at the school as well.
Yeah.
So she's not going to be able to walk back in school and be normal and sit down without having people look at her as like she was somehow implicated, even though he said she didn't have anything to do with it, and more than likely she had no idea. And the son is going to be in there, and it's like their computers got confiscated. Like
it's called being guilty by association. Yeah, that's what it is.
So like I said all that to say, get a hold of your lust.
Yeah.
Because if it leads you down this, I ain't gonna say just trickle because this is a goddamn hill. This is a road, nigga. You roll and do that. Like, this is just not just a little bit. Like that, this can just ruin your whole life.
Yeah.
So, man, if anybody has ever come across any of this stuff, you better report it before it ends up being you on the other end.
Right.
Because all it takes, if we believe his story now, all it takes is somebody sending you something and then you're connected to that person online forever and you will never know. It could be 10 years later, 15 years later, and next thing you know, you're on some cyber crimes watch list.
Yeah. That's real. Speaking of this, I have a book. It's called Women Can Be Predators Too. It's a short story, something that happened to me when I was younger. So I'm gonna have the link in the description. If y'all want to check that book out. So anytime I do a video like this, it brings me back to this conversation because we always see the men always be the predators out here, but there's some women too. Y'all check that book out. It's a good read. It's a short read. It's a good read. I'm gonna have the link in the description, and I might put it on the community tab. Yeah, that's all I really got to say about this situation, man. You summed it up to me.
Yeah.
Men, control your lust, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it get that far.
Yeah.
Like gone, man. Just let it go, man.
Yeah.
But that's something mentally that he has to work on. It ain't nothing you can jail somebody away or beat it out of them.
Right.
That's something in them that they have to deal with themselves. There's nothing you can do about it. You can sit them in the jail for 20 years. They get back out and still want to look up something. It's something in there, man. It is what it is.
I do have another thought though.
What's that?
I don't know exactly how to phrase it, but I feel like we put these things on a scale of depravity, I guess you could call it. Whether it's like whether somebody like essay somebody, whether somebody M-word somebody, y'all know the words I'm talking about.
It's you too, man.
Yeah, or somebody DV'd somebody, or you know what I'm saying, or some other words like. We tend to put things that are worse, moderate, and the other words like. So, if these people can be rehabilitated, I guess you can call that, for lack of a better word or a term. Like, do they deserve though? Like, I'm not look. I'm not I'm not trying to say they don't deserve to be incarcerated.
Yeah.
They don't. I'm not saying they don't deserve jail time.
See the comments,
but when you have people like this, or people that have committed armed robbery, I feel like there should be like different types of jail. You know what I'm saying? That's just a random thought in my head.
I do agree with that. Yes.
You need some help. Yeah. But if you believe his story that he did not ever do anything to anybody, it's just as bad. But I'm just saying, should he be, him and others, and even women, whoever, should they be in the same jail with these hardened criminals in terms of like people who actually did the things, or people who have shot and unalived people? Yeah. Like, I feel like there should be a different types of incarceration for different types of people.
I do agree with that. But the comments, some people ain't gonna agree with that. When they see stuff like this, they're disgusted.
Oh, I am too.
But in their mind, they're like, let him be in the jail so he get his ass beat.
I understand, but in hindsight, when you think about the reality of everything, okay, there is no good criminal. You know what I'm saying? Right. There is no such thing as a good criminal.
Right.
There is no such thing as a safer criminal. If you did it, you did it. If you're violated, you're a violator.
Right.
But at the same time, just because you go to jail or get prison time, like say if you go to jail for a crime of like you keep getting in fights with somebody, and then you've done it 20 times, should you necessarily go to jail with into prison? Because you can't control your anger, or should you just be in a jail with other people that can't control their anger? Like,
that's the way I feel.
I'm not making
too.
an excuse for him.
Yeah.
I'm just using him as an example. Please don't take me wrong and say. I just think sometimes when somebody who has had a job like him, and let's say we're believing his story, Let's say we believe it.
It's saying that we gotta explain ourselves.
Yeah, we gotta do all that because we can't talk no more. Just be regular.
You can't because people just they hear one thing and just take what you're saying the wrong way.
And I am not excusing anything he's saying. I'm just using him as an example.
Yeah, I know.
So if I'm just using him as an example of when you're incarcerated, when you go to jail for something, if he could be rehabilitated, why put him in there with other hardened criminals that may hurt, harm, or kill? Unalive. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
I feel. Yeah. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I say why the dope boys and the ones who did like non-violent crimes,
right? That's all.
Got to be in the jail with murderers,
right? Yeah.
And then that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I say that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. It should be jails for the fraudsters.
Mm-hmm.
It should be a jail for the unalivers. It should be a jail for them.
Right.
They need to be. Why put them in there in the jail and make them suffer?
Yeah.
I mean, if they did non-violent crimes, I ain't like I said it. Yeah, I gotta say it again. Not taking up for him.
Yeah.
But some people will come in the comments and say, "I don't know the shit y'all talking about."
Yeah, I understand.
They gonna say need to beat his ass for what he doing.
And,
right?
you might be right.
You might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just using him for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does need to be in there. He does need to have some time. But I was just using him as an example.
Right.
You could use another person, like you said, somebody that's done armed robbery for so many years or whatever. But yeah.
The crazy thing, and people go fault me for saying this, I am more harder on the livers than them, and I know in mind they kind of like equal but different.
Yeah.
They're equal but different. My mind, like, if you going out here unaliving people for nothing, shut up the whole neighborhood and all that stuff like that. I'm more harder on them. But them right there, they got some mental issues. They need to be in some mental home and need to be rehabilitated. But everybody got different opinions.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about it.
All right, let me say again.
You got to say it again.
I'm not saying that he does not need hard jail time.
Right.
I'm not saying that he should not be severely punished.
Right.
Okay, for those of you who just go straight to the comments after you heard one thing without hearing the whole thing.
Hear the whole story.
He was an example of somebody who did not, if we believe him, done a physical crime to another person. That's all I'm saying.
A percentage of me don't believe him.
I don't. Not necessarily. But until we have more proof or somebody come forward,
Yeah. Thank y'all for listening to our discussions. That's what we do on this channel.
Yeah.
We like to analyze. We treat this thing like true crime channel. So we like to analyze things and have our discussion. So we want to know what y'all think in the comments. This is why I did this video, because I want to see what y'all think about these situations. And I love to hear the things that y'all say. So we really appreciate y'all. Shout out to Arrest Flix for this video. Until next time. Want to say something?
Nope.
Until next time, don't get caught slipping. I ain't gonna say nothing funny on camera.